border. Back to you.
Thank you, Travis. Right now, across the nation, hospitals are inundated with COVID-19 patients, and it's pushing those hospitals to the limit. That means getting treatment for other emergency visits could be significantly delayed.
At OHSU, they report the single biggest source of traumatic injuries treated at their hospital are actually ground level falls among older adults. It's something that can be prevented. Joining
us live to talk about Falls Awareness Prevention Week is OHSU School of Medicine Dr. Katie Drago. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, we're talking about ground level falls. Specifically, what are we talking about and how common are they?
That's a great question. So we're talking about falling from no height. So not from a ladder, not from a step stool, falling on the same level as the ground. And these actually are very common. It's estimated that about 30% of older adults will fall.
Wow, and it's shocking to me just how dangerous that can be. You know, that it's the single biggest source of traumatic injuries for OHSU. I mean, that is shocking. I didn't realize, that when you think about just tripping and falling, how serious that could be. What are some of the injuries that you see from this type of fall?
So we can see from a simple fall, we can see any number of bone fractures in the arms, legs, spine, pelvis. We can also see major head trauma and traumatic brain injury from falls. It really, really can be a major life-changing event.
Well, what can people do to prevent this from happening in the first place? What are some of the things that people can do at home or to look out for in order to keep these from happening?
The good news is that falling is not inevitable. There is actually a lot of things that people can do to help keep themselves functional and independent. First among them is exercise. Building in exercise into your regular routine. And when I say exercise, I mean a mix of aerobic exercise like walking and also strength training with weights and balance training, particularly Tai Chi, which has great evidence for reducing falls and reducing injuries. Build that into your usual routine. I'm fond of saying that inertia really does kill and bodies in motion stay in motion. Also working with your primary care doctor, your other specialists, to make sure that you're only taking those medications that are necessary and critical to your care. There are a lot of medications out there that can increase the risk of falling and can interact with each other to increase the risk of falling. So being in contact with your primary care doctor, asking periodically, do I really need to take this? What can we trim? Is just a good habit. Lastly, I always recommend people take a critical eye around their home and look for tripping hazards. Look for that throw rug that isn't necessary. Watch out for clutter and clear pathways so that way you can move around easily and safely.
Yeah, so it's one thing if someone falls and breaks a bone, right? But when you look at traumatic brain injury, that's not always as visible of an injury. So how do you know when someone needs to actually go seek medical care for a fall?
That's a really great question. I strongly recommend that if you've had a fall, you should, even if you're feeling fine and you have no new symptoms, you should bring it up to your primary care provider because there are lots of things that can be done that you can do and that we can help with to help keep you from falling again. If you or a loved one after a fall is experiencing confusion, other neurologic symptoms, blurry vision, balance impairment, please seek emergency care because those can be signs. Difficulty walking is another one. Those can be signs that something more serious is going on.
All right. Thank you so much, doctor. That's really good information, something that a lot of people don't think about.
Oh.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, for more information, you can head over to coin.com. We've got a lot more there.
Yeah, Falls Awareness Week. I learned a lot there for anyone who has a parent at home. That's a good conversation to have. And speaking of exercise, Kelly, it's going to be a nice day to get out, get walking, move around.
That's right. There's no excuse today. We are expecting quite the day of weather here. We should see sunshine popping out this afternoon, even around lunchtime.